The Wade Manor is home to Dustin Wade, who is a collector of everything strange and unusual.
First week that I was here, there was already weird stuff happening.
It's an interactive museum filled with haunted items and collectibles.
I have a lot of stuff. I have murder weapons, items from penitentiaries, jails, psychiatric facilities. When people say, oh, the house is haunted because all the stuff you brought in, I say bullshit, because there was weird stuff happening the first week I was here. We've had guests get out of line here and bad things have happened to them. I want it to be like a crime-themed speakeasy with like all sorts of haunted objects and all that.
What's your drink of choice?
Whiskey.
That was so clear.
It's like crazy red.
I've had footsteps in this house. I've had female voices. I've seen shadow figures in the house.
Yeah, something blocked out the sign, like blacked it out completely. As soon as I saw the room, the embalming table, I knew that we had to put John on it for an Estes session.
Do you have a scalpel to cut open John?
Ah! It felt like there was something in my body.
What do you mean?
Like I just felt weird.
I started shaking, I started getting really cold.
I was alive. When they were draining my blood, I wasn't dead.
There's a reason for she's encased in salt.
We left the chair open for you. Come and join us. Oh, there was just something about that doll, and the energy that was coming off of it was just unreal.
Normally, I don't let people up here. This is set up like a functioning lodge.
We weren't really sure what to expect going in there.
There's a secret.
And although Masonic lodges are very secretive and he couldn't really tell us that much about it, Paige was coming through with continuous answers relating to Masonic lodges.
Four corners.
This is a Masonic lodge. The worshipful master would sit in the east, senior warden there, junior warden there, chaplain there.
The chattergeist was going hand in hand with everything I was saying.
This is warden.
Warden.
Holy shit.
It says guards.
Holy shit. 2 wardens, 2 guards.
My brother?
Yes, we're all brothers. The stuff in here is my most sensitive stuff. So you'll proceed with caution.
In the small city of Woodstock on Perry Street sits a very unique home.
The Wade Manor is home to Dustin Wade, who is a collector of everything strange and unusual.
It's an interactive museum filled with haunted items and collectibles.
From paintings made with real human blood, to haunted dolls encased in salt,
To items that have murdered people, as well as World War II memorabilia. When we first walked into this house, we didn't know where to look. There were so many different items with so many different stories attached to them. So join us as Dustin takes us on a tour through his very strange and unusual collection.
Welcome to my home. I have a lot of stuff from places from murder sites. I have murder weapons. I have items from penitentiaries, jails, psychiatric facilities. I have the old operating and lobotomy table from the old Lakeshore Psychiatric Hospital. In regards to the decor in the house, yeah, I got a lot of stuff. And people go, you got too much stuff. Well, here's the thing. Back in the Victorian times, and a lot of people forget, no television, no radio, no internet. So a lot of stuff was packed into rooms because you wanted to impress your guests. Okay, that's why if you go back into those old photos of those opulent homes back in the late 1800s, you'd see like taxidermy lion heads and all sorts of Asian-inspired ceramics, because it gave your guests something to look at while they were waiting for you to come back. Okay, so they'd be walking around and looking at this and handling this. So it was kind of like between the sitting parlor and the drawing room, that's where you put all your best items, your most interesting items, your most interesting artifacts, because you're trying to impress a guest as soon as they come in. And it just bought you time for whatever you were doing. This is the dining room. Now here's something I've been trying to figure out for years and I can't. And even the gentleman that sold me the house can't figure it out. The house next door is very similar to ours, but if you can look from that side, when you walk through that door, the front door in that house, you can see straight into the dining room. So at some point, a wall was put here and a secret room was put here. Now, I don't know what the point of the room was, okay? They had it set up where it kind of looked like a closet kind of a thing. So, I mean, I never used it for that. So one day I decided I was bored. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to build a psychomantium in the house. because back in the Victorian times, you know, late 1800s, early 1900s, okay, spiritualism was huge. You know, you did seances, you know, you did all sorts of stuff. So, I mean, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to build a psychomantium. So I actually built a psychomantium in that room. The recent addition, now if you'll take note of these, I just picked these up not too long ago. These are all hand-painted signs, and they came from the Frog and Firkin. So if you know about that place, it's extremely haunted. They have a hard time keeping staff. Just going down into the landing, so I actually have two pieces of jailhouse art. So there's this painting, and there's one downstairs in the opium den. So this particular painting here and the one in the opium den was done by this gentleman here. And he actually did these, and these were purchased from the daughter of the late judge who sentenced him. So he actually painted these for the judge who sentenced him while he was in jail, and he sent them to the judge. So yeah, I put this together myself, so Waterloo County Jail. So this is actually wood from the gallows. I purchased that from the contractor who redid that whole jail. So the story behind this, so if you look at that, that's obviously out of a jail. That's written by Mark David Chapman. So if you don't know who Mark David Chapman is, he killed John Lennon. So that was sold to me by an antique dealer. He had went down there and dealt with Chapman's sister. He bought a bunch of letters off her. He brought them back. He sold me one before he advertised the rest. He was bringing them to a market, and someone grifted them all, so they were gone. So I'm the only one with one that was legally purchased. So if you actually see those out floating around, you know they're stolen. So that's kind of that's the bathroom. So this is kind of like the workshop area and the kind of like the showroom, for lack of a better phrase, I guess. So this is early 1900s champion embalming table. This is one of 3 of them that I own. That machine you're looking at over there, that's a electroconvulsive therapy machine. I took that to the Witchesville night market, and man, did I get some really bad looks. I did an event in Hamilton years ago too, and I actually cleared out a room. All the psychic mediums are like, we do not want to be around this guy. I'm like, well, you invited me to your party, man. I'm not coming with some Mickey Mouse stuff. I'm going to bring some really cool stuff. Oh, that's an early 20s dental chair. So this particular style is called a Davis chair. So this is like tubular 1920s. And you see they were made with all these attachments here, okay? And that's because it could be stripped down and just used as waiting room chairs, or they could be used as restraint chairs. This is kind of my showroom, part of it anyways. That's one of the doors out of the Dawn jail. So that one I stripped down and I left it the way it is because I wanted people to be able to see what the original door looked like before it was painted. You see that's a Davis chair, okay? That's used as a phlebotomy chair, so that was a blood draining chair. This is an actual true story. I picked that chair up in an open air market years and years ago. Someone had painted it like puke green, with like this heavy duty, I was like, oh God, what were they thinking? So I spent 2 days trying to get the paint off the thing, and I couldn't. So I called a buddy who runs a body shop, and I said, Bobby, do you know anyone that could sandblast the chair for me, a metal chair? And he goes, yeah, I can do it. So he calls me in a week to come pick it up, and he goes, I gotta tell you what happened. And he goes, the guy that does all the sandblasting, he goes, he's Six Nations. You know, it goes back years and years and years. And he goes, I was walking the chair, he goes, I didn't even tell him what it was. He goes, I'm just walking the chair into his part of the shop. And this is a big guy. Like, this is a big guy. He doesn't look like he's afraid. And immediately he starts doing this. And Bobby's like, what's the problem? He goes, bad energy. He goes, I'm not touching that. And he goes, listen, he goes, this guy's a good customer of ours. Okay, we've done a lot of work for him. You're going to do this. So anyways, the guy does a chair. So he goes into a shop a couple days later, goes to open it up, and he walks into the place and he goes, he smells something. And he goes, it smells like, it's a pungent smell. So he walks into the bay area, and there's his employee, and he's smudging the whole place. Smudging the whole bay, the whole shop. And then he tells his boss, he goes, you tell your friend, he goes, I ran out of primer, so he's got 2 different color primers. He goes, but if he brings this thing back, I got to redo the whole shop. So see if he can live with it with just 2 colors. So I've never painted it because I just love the story that goes along with it. Because dude, why is it 2 colors? He ran out of the primer. So yeah, that's a phlebotomy chair. This is a 1950s Japanese dental chair. I bought it, I contacted the company, and they're like, you have one of our chairs? And I said, yeah. And he goes, so he sent me like the microfiche from it. That's a restraint chair from the original psychiatric hospital in London, or sorry, in Hamilton. That's their in-house dental cabinet, because a lot of psychiatric facilities back in the day, you didn't want to take your patients out, so you had your own in-house dentist and so on and so forth. Those are cooling tables. So they fold up, obviously. So basically, back in the day, a funeral director would travel. So if you didn't have like a funeral home in a town or whatever, he would just go from place to place. So you were typically embalmed in your home. So he would come in and he'd say, okay, I got to embalm Aunt Ethel. Everyone get out, come back in 8 hours, kind of a deal, and she'll be ready. So that's what they were used for. So this particular model here came out of a Kingston funeral home. So if you know anything about Kingston, Ontario, it was our nation's first capital. And on top of that, it's where all the medical schools were. So a lot of grave robbing went on in Kingston. So I mean, there's entirely possible someone who was on that table was dug up later on. That particular table came out of the Donahue Funeral Home in London, Ontario. That's a morgue stretcher, and that's a fabric morgue stretcher. So those came, if you're going to pick up a body in a home or a business or whatever and take them out, that's what you would be strapped to. The bar, this is Mooney's. So I have a bunch of bars in the house. There's like an upstairs attic bar, and then there's Mooney's. So like 9 times out of 10 when people want to come and have a drink or let loose, this is where they want to go. I say, try and get them upstairs. They're like, no, I want to go to the, okay, so we go to Mooney's. So when I bought the place, I had to decide what the hell I was going to do with the basement. And, you know, it would have taken a lot of money to kind of like finish it all off, but there's something rustic about the look to it. And then one day I just decided, you know what I want to do? I want to build like a speakeasy down here, but not like just a regular speakeasy. I want it to be like a crime-themed speakeasy with like all sorts of haunted objects and all that. There's a lot of stuff in here from like the Criminal Hall of Fame, stuff like over here. That sells from the Don Jail. That stuff's from Kingston Penitentiary. Okay, so this is kind of fun. Years ago, I picked a funeral home and I rented some muscle. So I got this big guy in his van. So we go down to Mississauga to this funeral home, and we get there and there's like weeds coming out of the concrete and all this, and there's like a barrier across, and I'm looking over, I go, something's not right here. So I looked up the name of the place and I started doing a little bit of like, you know, quick research on it. All of a sudden, story after story after story. You know, a funeral home closed due to embalming fluid leaking out of the bodies, health code violations, cremated remains being stored in a car dealership, and all this, just one violation after another. So that's why the place went under, because the province had shut it down. That's called the Ziegler case. When I got it, it was in the embalming room, and it actually had ice packs in it, like these. So he's gonna hate me for saying this. So what we did was we loaded everything into his van. And we started back from Mississauga to Woodstock. And I kept looking in the back, and he goes, "You're not doing it." I said, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." He goes, "You're not doing it." So I undid my seatbelt, and I jumped into the, and I pulled the lid up. Okay, and he's screaming. He goes, "What if they didn't clean it?" I'm like, "Well, it's too late now, right?" So, but I'm like one of those personality types. Like, what's this red button do? You know, like. Yeah. So that's a Ziegler case. The street's called Perry Street because it was named after Dr. Levi Hoyt Perry. So when I got here, I said, "You know, it'd be really cool." I said, what if I build him in his own office, like a little tribute to him? So I built a doctor's office, in addition to having like an infirmary in the basement, right? So I built this little doctor's office for him. There's a Sanborn metabulator. I'm going through the pharmacy museum in the French Quarter in New Orleans. And I'm doing the tour, and they got this guy, and he's really, really bright, and he's smart, and he's, you know, walking us through everything. And then he goes, and he gets this machine, and he goes, "Oh, and this," and I said, "It's a 1954 Sanborn metabulator," and he just kind of goes deadpan. He goes, "How the hell did you know that?" And I said, "I got one in my house." And he's like, "You don't have one in your house?" I said, "Yeah, I do." I pulled up my phone, and he went, "Holy shit." Probably about 130 years old. That's the heaviest dental chair I have. That's a nitrous oxide machine, a laughing gas machine. I actually bought 2 of them. The one gave me one for parts. I had to go all the way up to Barrie for it. I'm like, "Is this legal to own?" He goes, "I don't know. I'm a retired doctor." I said, "Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to know." So this is the guest room. A couple items in here. So yeah, if you get really drunk, this is where I'm dragging you. Okay. This painting here, there's a real interesting story to that. So I purchased that years ago in Waterloo. So the person who sold that to me, he was telling me that he was a dealer, and that was painted by a patient at a psychiatric institution. He'd been incarcerated for most of his adult life, but he was allowed to paint because he was told, you know, that it calmed him down. So he would always paint really weird stuff. So the nurses and doctors would be like, "Oh, what are you painting today?" And he goes, "Well, I paint what I see." So apparently this is what he saw. So when he passed away in the hospital, This dealer bought all his stuff and had no problem selling it, but this is the one painting he couldn't get rid of. Kind of interesting because, I mean, it looks, you see like a shadow figure. And then a couple years after I bought it, I saw a figure that looked just like that in the attic. Scared the shit out of me. Whoa. I thought someone had broken into the house, and I'm like, okay, it's either me or him, and it's not gonna be me, right? I think I've had one person stay here, and that was it. Like, no one else has ever stayed the night. I'm like, no thank you. I'll just sleep outside in the grass. I'm a past master of Masonic Lodge and a fellow of the college for Masonry. I'm a past district deputy grand master for the Independent Order of Odd Fellows, and I'm a lodge chaplain for the Orange Order. So you'll see a lot of stuff, because when lodges close, typically it's what happens is we'll call the lodges around, we'll call around to the other lodges and say, listen, we're closing a lodge, do you need anything? Yes or no? If they say no, okay, it goes to Grand Lodge, or it's got to go somewhere. So these chairs all came from a lodge in Kingsville. The thing with the bedroom, and I always tell people, this is your jumping off point, okay? Because some people are very sensitive to stuff. Some people are very politically sensitive to stuff and all that, socially sensitive to stuff. You got to keep it into context of this. I was a picker and antique dealer for years. So when you do that for a living, you're going to get to that point one day when, like it was with me, I went into this guy's place and he's like, oh, this is all my grandfather's stuff and I don't care and I don't know what's in there and I got to get rid of it. So you start leafing through stuff, you're going through boxes, you're going through cupboards, you're going through like, and you start pulling out stuff and it's like, what the hell was this? The stuff in here is my most sensitive stuff. So I mean, if you're offended by it, I apologize in advance, but I mean, this is what I did for a living, so it is what it is. So you proceed with caution. Basically, there was two types of looting. There was, looting out of practicality, and then there was called commemorative looting. So looting out of practicality would be like, oh, I just killed this German and his gun's a better quality than my gun, so I'm gonna take his gun because he's not gonna need it anyway, he's dead. And then there was commemorative looting, okay? Like, you took someone's dagger, you took someone's flag, you took someone's whatever. So a lot of stuff in here that you see German is commemorative looting. That's an armband. That ring was taken off a German soldier. That pennant was off a limousine, a German limousine. That's a signed copy of Mein Kampf, the wedding edition. So if you know anything about the wedding edition, what makes it so special, the wedding edition was issued from the Fuhrer himself to his frontline officers. So if you went, it was called the wedding edition because if you were a frontline officer, you were getting married. Well, guess who's coming to your wedding? So he would literally, like you'll see in that movie, Indiana Jones movie, where Indiana turns around and he grabs a book and signs it. Hitler was doing that all the time. So that's an actual signed copy of it. Those are actual bullets. You can see them if you want. They actually have the Iron Eagle on them. So this is a Polish Auschwitz survivor. So basically the upside down red triangle, and there's a commemorative coin in there, the upside down red triangle would signify that you're a political prisoner, and the P in front of it indicates you were Polish. So even if you weren't Polish, you're a political prisoner. Like I'm a Freemason, so I would have been designated a political prisoner. So that would have been, if I'd been there, that's what I would have worn. So that was for anyone that survived Auschwitz and was Polish. That's real. That came off one of the locomotives. And if you flip that thing around, there's several points of provenance on the back stamps. So I was able to track it down. Like I think the one was B. I think one of the stamps was BL, which stood for Berlin. Okay, so that was on the locomotives that typically would have been on the very front. So yeah, that's kind of a rough gig. Normally, I don't let people up here. This is kind of like, yeah, let's just show them the rooms. So anyways, here we go. This is set up like a functioning lodge. Okay, you would typically have, whether it was an Odd Fellows Lodge or Masonic Lodge, you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 principal officer chairs, and you would have junior officer chairs. So if this is a Masonic Lodge, the worshipful master would sit in the east, senior warden there, junior warden there, chaplain there. So a lot of stuff up here is very, very old. These chairs are probably the oldest. These are out of the Ingersoll Masonic Temple, circa like 1870s, 1880s. These are all donations. Like these are all like my boss calling me, I have two bosses and they're both past Grand Masters and they called me, it's like, yeah, Brooke, we have nowhere to put our chairs, so you're getting them. Oh, okay. So, and then of course the bar. I was drinking up here the other night, so I poured a little shot for any of the members who may be lingering around. So this came out of the Carbide Wilson house on Van Sittert Avenue. So the gentleman that owned that house, when I went to his place in London to buy from me, I bought the lamps and all that, he had this there too. And he goes, this was up in the attic with a bunch of other stuff when he purchased the house. And he never moved it. It just sat up there forever. He doesn't know who were the previous owners that had it up there, but this was up there. You know, it was tucked in a corner like this, and I could kind of see the dome peeking out. So I said to him, I said, "Son, what the hell is that over there?" And he's like, "Don't touch it." And I said, "I'm not afraid." And he goes, "Okay, I was just testing to see what you were like." So I picked it up, and I'm looking at it, and he goes, "Tell me the story." He goes, "It was up there. I don't know anything about it. All I saw was this on the back of it." And I said, "You know what? Discretion being the better part of valor. Yeah, I'm not.
Never open.
Never open." So he goes, I'll let you have it. He goes, "On the condition you promise me you're never going to open it." So I said, "You know what? I give you my word. I'm never going to open it." And he goes, "You're doing my wife a favor because my wife hates this thing." Here's where it gets weird. So I took this thing to the Witch's Veil night market because I was trying to drum up business for the house. So I had to take a limited amount of items there. So I took a bunch of stuff and I brought this doll. And I had the doll there, and there was this guy, okay? And he comes up and he's looking at the thing and he goes, "Can I touch it?" I said, "Yeah, okay, sure." So he picks, I don't even know why I said it, because normally I don't want you to touch my stuff. You know, maybe I'll let you, maybe I won't, I don't know. So he picked it up and he was looking at it and he was doing this. And then he put it down. And then you just kind of walk around, come back, pick it up, look at it, you do this. This went on for like an hour and a half. I wasn't sure if the guy was getting ready to run away with her or whatever, but he was completely 100% hypnotized by her. Like he would, it's like I wasn't even there. And like I had a ton of stuff. It was a show, so there was people everywhere. There's stuff to see and all that. He would not leave her alone. Spooked the shit out of me because I thought he was going to run with it. But I guess there was something about her. I don't know. And I noticed obviously she's encased in salt, so you know, yeah, there's a reason for she's encased in salt. When I bought this house, I didn't have a thing in it. Like it took every penny that I had. Okay, and the first week that I was here, there was already weird stuff happening. So when people say, "Oh, the house is haunted because all the stuff you brought in," I say bullshit. I say bullshit because there was weird stuff happening the first week I was here. I've had footsteps in this house. I've had female voices. I had a little girl one time go, "Hello." I've seen shadow figures in the house. Here was the best. This is a clincher for me. I got a buddy, and I'm not going to give his name, but he works in a government job. So he's a very analytical, stoic mindset. He's not prone to histrionics or anything. So one time it was just me and him. We're in the basement. I'm behind the bar. He's sitting at that barrel table, okay, and he's facing the door. So when you walk in that door, there's a little alcove to the right, your immediate right, and there's some signs there, but previously there were no signs. So you could see right into the laundry room. And I was sitting there having a beer at the bar, okay, and he's kind of having his beer, and he does this. And he goes, "You said we're alone in the house." And I said, "We are." He goes, "We're not alone in the house. Some guy just walked into your laundry room." So we got up, and I made a beeline for the laundry room, and I got there, there was nobody there. And I said, "Are you?" He goes, "No, I'm serious." And again, he's a very, I mean, if you put 100 guys in a room and said, "Who is the least likely to see a ghost?" I would have said him for sure. So once he said that, it was kind of like my eureka moment, because at that point, up until then, I wasn't sure if I was losing my marbles. And so what did the guy look like? He goes, he had a black dinner jacket on. He said he looked like a butler. Black dinner jacket. He goes, he had black hair, slicked back. He goes, he had a white shirt on, a black tie. So he looked like a butler. And I was like, holy shit. It scared the hell out of me. I've had a psychic medium tell me once. She goes, "I'm telling you, there's a woman in this house and she doesn't like women." And she goes, when she doesn't like, she's not doesn't like women, but she gets mad when women are mad with me. So I'm very conscious of when people come in. I said, "Listen, okay, if you have a disagreement of some kind with me or something like that, you know, it's okay to just handle it appropriately, be an adult, because I will not be responsible if you get out of line, something bad happens to you." Pretty please with sugar on top, don't poke the bear. I gotta live here. Because we've had guests get out of line here and bad things have happened to them.
Now, Wade Manor looks like a really normal house on the outside. Blends right in with all the other houses on the street.
You would never guess what he had inside the house. It was incredible.
We walked through the door. I was in total awe.
I was looking all over the place. The moment I stepped into Wade Manor, I was in shock.
It's a dream home. I would love to have as many weird and curious items as this man has.
I couldn't believe the stuff Dustin had in that house.
We want to shout out Rafe and Krista from Walking Among Us, as they were the ones that introduced us to Dustin, and we are actually the second YouTube team to ever investigate this location, so we are super grateful for Dustin for allowing us to come into his home and share his incredible collection with us.
I wanted to know about every single item that Dustin had.
Dustin gave us an amazing tour. He was so knowledgeable about all the items. He knew exactly where everything came from and the history behind it.
We didn't show you the whole thing because he actually gives tours to the public, so we want people to actually go and see this for themselves.
The way that he's decorated it is that there's always something to look at everywhere you turn. You're gonna go into the same room 100 times and see something new every time you walk in.
I had no idea where I even wanted to start in this place, but we decided to head downstairs into the speakeasy and then work our way up.
Hi.
Hi. Who are we talking to?
Should we introduce ourselves?
Sure.
My name's Tara.
I'm Paige.
I'm John.
My name's Rhonda. And I'm Sherry. Do you spend a lot of time in this room?
I think it's impressive. Is there something in here in particular you like?
Do you want to have a drink with us?
What's your drink of choice?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
That was so clear. Did you hear that?
Can you tell us why you're here?
We have a bunch of devices around the room. If you come close to it, you can set it off. Just keep it pull back here. Just have to touch it. Let us know that you're here. Nothing will hurt you.
It just lets us know that you're here with us.
The cat ball went off.
Cat ball's going on.
Oh,
Is it?
Yeah.
it went on, like it stopped after. Thanks.
Thank you.
Do you think you could touch that again for us?
We won't look. As I run the stairs directly.
It went off as soon as you looked away.
Oh, yes. Thanks.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
I left. I needed to.
Can you tell us who's touching the cat ball? What's your name? Is there an item in here that you're attached to? Said yes, no?
Yes.
Can you tell us which item?
Did you come with this mirror behind me from the Royal York?
Why are you getting vibes?
A little bit. It's just like, I don't know. What else is there?
Cat ball.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I don't know what that is.
Thank you for touching that.
There's one right here. That one's harder to make light up, so if you can, that would be great.
How many of you are here?
There's 7.
There's 7.
There's 7?
7 of them?
I heard someone say there's 7. Do you hang out down here all the time?
I'm a regular?
I don't know.
I think that's what it said.
Do you like when Dustin has parties down here?
Do you like the excitement?
Is there anything you want to ask Dustin? I assume they'd be more comfortable talking with you.
Can you tell me the name of your favorite customer down here? He's a regular. Can you remember his name?
This is what?
I don't know.
Can you tell me how many suits there are in a deck of cards? There are 4.
4?
What's your favorite card game to play?
It answered, but I couldn't make it out.
Who's the woman in the house that's protective?
Who are you protective of?
What about the man that was seen down here? That looked like a butler. With black hair. Do you have a name? You can turn the volume down a little bit. It's the first knob closest to you.
There's a little kid somewhere.
Who's the little kid?
I don't know.
Is there any children here? There's Daddy.
I heard
Yeah, I
that.
heard
It was
that.
clear.
I don't want to say what that just said, but I know what it said. It said Adolf Hitler. There's all the Nazi stuff upstairs in the book he signed.
Oh, is that what it said?
It said Adolf Hitler.
This is gonna be fun to review.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
They're
There's a lot of
chatty.
voices.
Yeah, they're chatty.
It feels busy.
Yeah, it feels very busy.
Like chaotic.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would kind of explain though, because like it's a party spot, right?
Yeah,
Like so there'd be a lot of energy. They're trapped in these walls.
lots of different voices.
There's so many of them,
Little kids sneaking in the bar.
yeah.
There's Daddy. We did get a couple relevant answers.
There was references to alcohol, which we were right there by the bar.
Whiskey came through clear as day. I thought it was really neat.
There was also some activity with our equipment, with the cat ball going off when we had asked them to touch the cat ball.
We were getting some responses through the portal that kept saying Daddy, which led us to believe that perhaps there was a child there.
There's definitely a kid down there. And Dustin even said so himself that he's heard a little girl say something out loud.
There were some references to World War II as well.
Yes, I actually do think we got the name Adolf Hitler through the portal. In no way do we think it was him. We think it was just someone who mentioned him, possibly a World War II soldier. You already learned about the World War II artifacts that Dustin has up in his room. So for this to be the one and only time that something like that comes through our portal, when there's all those artifacts upstairs, makes a lot of sense. The response after that was, we don't like them. So that also kind of fits the scenario.
After our portal session, Paige and I decided to utilize the bar and try to get any of the spirits who are known drinkers to interact with us. Can I check your ID?
I just saw someone walk. I thought he was back in the room. Where's that liquor bottle neon light just blacked
blacked
out?
out?
Yeah.
Oh, why did that stop?
It's not dead.
No, it's not dead. It's still going.
But as soon as you said that neon light, it just went
Yeah.
dead. That's weird.
That's weird.
Like
But isn't that where he said that his friend saw something?
Yeah, the butler guy.
Yeah.
So thanks for giving us that sign.
I don't know what happened.
Who did Paige just see?
Did I see the butler?
Maybe you've seen the butler.
Could you tell if it was a man or a woman?
It was definitely something like taller.
Tall?
Can I have a shot of whiskey, please?
Do you want a single or a double?
I'll take a triple.
I think you're.
Wow, you like your booze.
Yeah.
Does anyone else here want a drink as well?
I'll have a vodka and orange juice.
Wait a minute, what's the color?
Absolutely. PBS.
Is there anyone here who wants to join us for a drink?
We got Maker's Mark, Southern Comfort.
It's gotta be something,
Gotta be something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that.
It's gotta be Southern Comfort,
That's
right?
weird because I was just looking at the Southern Comfort
I
bottle.
just said
Or the
it.
Southern Comfort
Yeah,
bottle.
I just
cocktail.
noticed that.
Oh.
Like, see here, look at container.
Is this what you wanted?
Look.
Yeah.
Put it right off.
Would there be electrical stuff here?
Not
Oh,
yet.
now,
No.
now it's not doing it as much as it was.
Nope. Yeah.
Just keep it there. Is that your drink of choice?
I tried to do it. Nothing. It wants the Southern Comfort.
Closer you get it
Yeah, see?
to the Southern Comfort.
It goes off?
It lights the
It
yellow
lights up.
one.
That's funny.
When you put it over here, it don't want it.
It goes to the second one.
It's not this though, right?
No, it's not that.
Oh, even just one.
Yeah,
Goes down to
just
one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something about the Southern Comfort.
The Southern Comfort. Are you having a drink of that?
Is that a good drink? I've never tried that kind. Are you pouring a drink?
Who's taking that shot?
The ghosts are taking a shot. It's all
Bottoms
yours.
up.
You like that?
It likes the bottle, eh? There's your shot.
It's lighting up.
lighting up.
You can't see
Lighting
it.
out, man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's the orange.
Bottoms up.
But I'm wondering that yellow light is flicking like the white noise on the thing.
Let's try turning this off
Well,
for a bit.
it's got nothing to do with it.
No.
Still going?
Still doing
It's
it.
still going? Nice.
We'll tear it downer.
Downer.
I'll take her.
Wait.
Oh,
Let's
wait.
Wait until we're done.
do the EVPs.
Oh. Sorry,
You just want to get in the booth.
I didn't mean to take your drink.
Yeah, pour him a drink and make him look.
You gotta
at
press record on.
Whoa!
Yeah, went right up.
Right up to the red.
Did it?
When you said that.
Okay.
It's still doing it now.
it. It makes sense that it would be an alcoholic.
Oh my God.
Whoa! I've never seen it go to red before.
Right up to the
Rarely.
red.
It is.
Wow.
I can
You're
see it
recording
from
all
here.
this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to drink that? Or
He's probably
going up to the red
because
means
you
it probably
tried to
it
drink
doesn't want
it.
me to drink
You know
it.
what's interesting? Nobody drinks Southern Comfort in this house.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Nobody. All like mostly they're like beer drinkers, or beer, bourbon, vodka, and absinthe.
Whoa,
Look,
whoa.
look.
When you just said
When you said bourbon.
bourbon, it just went right to the red.
You like bourbon? You know, Vince likes bourbon. I like bourbon. Are you a bourbon snob too?
That breathing is gonna be on.
It's like it got all excited when he was naming all the.
When he was naming all the drinks, it just
Yeah.
went right up to the red.
Are you gonna
Whoa,
take this shot?
just again.
Yeah, be quiet. That was me. You guys said you gotta be quiet.
I just heard something.
No.
Nope. It's like crazy red.
Holy molies. Those are hard to get to work too.
Yeah.
Can you say something really loud into the recorder, as loud as you can? Tell us your name.
Who's behind the bar with Paige and Tara?
Is it okay that Paige and I are behind the bar? Or is it no girls allowed?
I don't think anyone can fit behind the bar with us right now.
Can you pass that?
It's a ghost. They can go right through you.
We poured you a drink. It'll be $6, please.
You be quiet.
There's a free seat here for you if you want to come and sit.
But you gotta pay for the drink.
You're just gonna hear that $6.
I know. People are gonna think that's the ghost.
That was good. Yeah. We poured you a drink. Oh, it's going red.
Yeah.
It'll be $6, please.
Do you want to do one more round? Sure. All I hear is him. $6.
$6.
You sounded disgruntled. $6. This is a shithole. $6.
Who was the person that blocked out the neon bottle light that I saw?
Oh yeah, over here.
Okay, let's start over.
Oh my god, you got me choking over here, Uncle John. Jeez.
He answers for them. Oh, did they
Success.
leave?
They did, yeah.
He went
Oh.
upstairs
So he doesn't
to answer
doesn't-
the
yeah.
So he
question.
doesn't get anyone in trouble. He doesn't contaminate.
He pollutes evidence all the time.
God love him. He's awesome.
He's a mess.
Alright. I want to know who I saw block out that bottle neon light earlier.
Still contaminating evidence.
So something actually walked in front of the sign.
Yeah, something blocked out the sign, like blacked it out completely.
But, like, that's what I was saying, that they spotted the
Yeah,
butler
I
man
didn't
there.
know that was exactly in that spot.
That's cool. Even though there wasn't too much activity at the bar, we had such fun interactions with the spirits during this session.
We were getting hardly any answers on the spirit box, but there was one really clear one that came through and it said, it's gotta be something, right? And everyone thought it said Southern Comfort, which was the bottle of alcohol that was behind us in the bar. So we were really excited about that because we thought it was just this super direct answer. But upon review, I really couldn't hear the words Southern Comfort, unfortunately. But we ended up rolling with it anyways, and we ended up pouring the spirit a shot to see how they would react.
When we were at the bar, the K2 meter kept lighting up on the bottle and the shot.
It was the only area of the bar that it was lighting up on.
I think they definitely wanted a shot of spice rum.
The spirit was pissed that John was going to drink their shot of Southern Comfort. Paige ended up drinking it anyways.
So who's taking that shot?
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up, bottoms up, bottoms up. There you go, wow. You cleared that.
As soon as I saw the room with the embalming table, I knew that we had to put John on it for an Estes session.
John's listening to you. Is there anything you'd like to say to him? What is John laying on right now?
Can you tell us what he's laying on?
Drain or some drain.
Drain. Oh. You're drain the fluids.
Holy.
Is it
Matt?
Matt?
Matt.
Is that who's with us?
Do you have a scalpel to cut open John?
It takes time.
It would take time to do this.
Okay, I just lost the headphones. I could feel it. Who pulled them off me?
Nobody.
Someone filled them.
Just hold them.
Just go off.
What are you gonna do to John?
Basement.
We're in the basement.
Can you tell us how to embalm a body?
I see it.
What are you
Cut
seeing?
it open.
What are you seeing?
Attic.
Did you hear that?
I heard a voice right beside
Yeah.
you.
There is something.
I don't know what it was.
Was it a female
No,
voice?
it was a man.
Man?
It was very quiet.
Okay.
Who was the man in the other room?
Help me.
Oh, fuck me.
Help.
That's happened before.
Has
Was
it?
it?
Help me.
Do you know?
Help me and please don't leave me.
Aw. Who needs help?
1856.
That's
18.
oddly specific.
Yeah, that's very specific.
Matt.
Is that date?
Matt again? Is that the man in the other room?
Is Matt the person who needs help?
1856 ring a bell at all?
Hide. Closet. Hide.
I believe it's close to the year the city was founded.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
Children.
You should say hide closet children.
Yeah.
Ah! Ah!
What does that?
What was that?
I got a bad cramp. Oh. Jesus Christ. Ow. Oh, oh.
Help him.
It's alive!
Ah! Oh. It's my. Oh.
It's your hip.
Are you working on him already? I don't think he was quite ready.
Oh.
You can take him seriously
Oh,
all
shit.
tonight.
Oh.
I'm gonna die.
Ah.
Oh.
Felt like someone was ripping me apart.
Did you tell them to cut him?
Well, that's technically how it starts, so.
Ow.
Eric, you did say cut him open.
Oops. I just killed my uncle.
Needle.
Okay.
Say needle.
A needle?
Needle.
What's the needle for?
Ah. I feel pain. Ah.
Did you poke him with the needle?
Ah.
Is someone working on John right now?
Oh.
Who's the person working on John? Can you tell us your name?
I see you.
Can you drain him of his blood?
Nicholas? Ow.
This is why he's a star.
How long does it take to embalm someone?
Move
Are we in the way?
upstairs.
You want us upstairs?
Someone watching.
Who's watching? Is it the man that Paige saw? Is there any way you could touch John's foot?
Sarah,
What did I do?
You're next.
Yeah, but
Oh,
we are
God.
people.
shit. Hey, what the? What was that?
If there's anyone near John, could you touch his foot?
Oh my God.
Maybe pull on one of his toes or something?
He hasn't been tortured in a while.
Behind
Behind who?
you.
Me? Behind you.
Behind you.
I don't feel anything behind me at the moment. Can you prove to me you're behind me by making a noise?
My feet are really getting tingly. I don't know why.
Did you
Going.
just say touch his toes?
Touch his feet.
Oh, I'm blown away.
I don't know.
Thank you very much for touching his feet. Do you think you could go and poke him in the belly?
Help.
Can you tell us what you need to
Ah, that pain. Leave.
Is there some reason you
Table.
want us? Is there some reason you want us to leave?
Table. It said that was
Do you want John to leave the table?
Daddy. Daddy? Daddy.
Something did say daddy on the portal.
Yeah. Daddy's here or something?
Who's the child here?
Does your dad hang out at the bar?
Closet.
I wonder if
Are you
it means,
hanging
like,
out in the
side
closet?
meeting.
Dead.
It's kind of like a closet.
Dead.
Yeah. He just said dead twice.
Outside.
Can you poke John in the belly?
Outs.
You're getting right there.
Body.
What's sitting in
Buried.
this chair?
Scoot over.
Broke.
He's shaking. What is he doing? Is he like cold?
Freezing.
Are you near John?
I can't take him seriously at all.
Never. He's always struggling.
Isn't this kind of stuff
Leave.
protected by the Geneva Convention? Like, I think we're torturing him at this point.
Yeah, he's always being tortured from these girls.
He hasn't been
I don't
tortured.
feel guilty about it anymore.
No. This is his normal.
Thanks
Yeah.
for clarifying.
Do you have anything else you'd like
Muscle.
to? Vessel or muscle?
You can cut his out.
Ah, fuck. Ah.
Tara, you're evil.
Remember that time I ripped the skin off his foot?
Fellow draft.
Do you
Mom.
You gotta keep the body cold.
Mom.
You do.
Do you have any last messages for us before you pull John?
Shit. Ah.
He's gonna be in so much pain, Paige. You should take him out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's so funny.
Make way.
Make way.
Go pee. Go pee. What the hell?
Pull him out, Paige.
Who was that?
I'm just telling you, if he pees himself, I charge extra for that.
He's touching my head.
The fact that he doesn't even think that it might be one of us.
Who's touch? Oh shit!
Help him, help him.
Hold on.
He's got all
I think I fell asleep.
Oh my god.
You can come out.
Yeah.
I think I fell asleep.
Did you enjoy peeing yourself?
Oh.
Yeah, you peed yourself.
Did I really?
That's what we should have did when he said pee. We should have grabbed some hot water.
Oh my god. Should put his finger.
You gonna be okay? You're sweating. Oh my god.
Look,
You didn't fall asleep, did you?
I don't know.
Well, you were speaking.
Well, you're a champ for doing it, so.
Oh my goodness, I'm crying.
I got so cold.
Yeah,
You were shaking.
physically shaking.
Are you crying?
And what did you feel on your feet?
Tingling.
I asked them to touch your feet.
Maybe that.
They said pull on his toes, touch his
That was
feet.
funny as fuck.
Oh my God.
What was that like?
It felt like there was something in my body.
What do you mean?
Like I just felt weird, like pain. Lots of pain.
That's weird because we were like insinuating like for them to touch you or to work on you basically.
You
As
just
if
kept
were someone.
I don't know, I think they were maybe working on me and maybe I was alive. When they were draining my blood, I wasn't dead. So I felt all this freaking pain.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, you would feel it because you are alive.
I did nothing. Fucking chest is killing me.
Your restive session on the embalming table.
Oh my God. It was brutal.
Anytime that I would say, cut him open, or anything related to embalming him, he would scream, ow.
They were all telling the spirits to touch me, and I think they actually were because my chest was killing me.
It was absolutely amazing, so funny, just the greatest thing.
He did give us a lot of answers that were medical related, which is conclusive with all the items that were around him.
But because of what was happening, where he was feeling pain in different parts of his body, we couldn't help but laugh because of his reactions.
It was just like, felt like someone was ripping my chest apart, like my breast. Were really sore. Right here, so. What? What?
Just the way you said it. It's fine. You were being worked on.
My favorite part of it was I actually asked if they could touch his feet or pull on his toes. And when he came out and said that his toes felt tingly or his feet felt tingly, I was floored by that.
He even thought that he had fallen asleep at one point, and we're like, what do you mean you were in so much pain? How could you have slept through that?
I did not feel good. I started shaking. I started getting really cold. Breasts were killing me, like they were ripping me apart like a chicken.
He hasn't done Estes in a while, but he did receive quite a few good responses. Even though we were laughing at him the whole time, everything in that moment made sense.
I don't know if he actually really knew what was happening to him, because when he came out, he seemed really confused, just laid there for a few seconds and almost fell off the bed as he was getting up.
It was crazy, so I was never so glad to get off that table. And then when I got off the table, I almost fell. What? That's what happened.
I know.
Why are you laughing?
Because it was the funniest thing I've ever witnessed in my life.
All right, anything else?
Now fast forward to us moving upstairs to continue our investigation, we decided to utilize Dustin's dining room.
Now, as you saw on the tour, Dustin has this haunted doll that he keeps in his psychomantium. She's encased in a cloche and there's salt all around her. We thought the story he told us about the guy who was drawn to the doll was really interesting, so we wanted to see if there was anything actually attached to this doll that was drawing people into it. And after that session, I truly believe there might be something attached to her. So this is where you said you see the shadow person peek out?
Yeah, he'll pop out from behind the mannequin. I don't even know how to describe it. It just kind of like pivots out. It's like a dark shadow, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that goes across the floor. Like, and I won't be. Sometimes I thought I was like, maybe it's just me, because I'll be sitting here and it's like, okay, I'm not moving, and it's still doing it. So, but when I get up, each and every time I get up and I start walking towards that direction, it'll.
Wow.
So go figure.
I thought I just heard
something.
I never said anything to anyone about it.
No.
Okay, until one time someone noticed it, and then I was like, okay, because that's what I do. It's like, okay, mum's the word. Keep your mouth shut. Maybe someone will pick up on it. And when someone picks up, like with my friend downstairs, like when they pick up on it, I'm like, okay, that's my eureka moment. I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Is there any way we could put the haunted doll on the table?
Oh,
To allow that? It might help more things come through. Please bear help. Okay.
It's all across. All of a sudden.
Does she have a name?
I never gave her a name.
No?
So, I guess make something up. I don't know. I'll let you know if she doesn't like it.
Maybe we'll find out her name.
Yeah, let's ask her.
Should we try the spirit box?
Sure. Oh, what does it say? Muse. Vowel. Adores. Marshalled.
Marshalled. Who's Marshalled?
Marshalled.
Maybe she adores the home or Dustin.
Could be. I heard something. Hold on. I need to
I have a lot
turn.
of back pain right now.
I need.
The whole base line of my head,
What is it?
I have a.
where your head, my head meets my neck, is just.
On what?
I have a crazy headache right across.
What, that has a
Do you?
temperature thing on it?
As soon as we like sat down and started.
It's the Nazi stuff for me. Does this beautiful little doll have a name?
Maggie.
It hurts. Hurt me.
Did she hurt somebody? Do you know why she's encased in salt?
Does the doll have a name that she would like to be addressed by?
Lisa?
We're gonna ask one more time. Does this little doll have a name?
Essential. Darkens. Indecisive. Belong. And devitate.
What's devastating?
Indecisive.
Who did this doll belong to?
Can you tell us why she's been sealed?
I said, I don't know. Is the doll able to talk with us? No. Is it because she is enclosed?
Is there someone attached to the doll? More detail? Can you give us more detail? We'd like to learn about her.
What would happen if someone opened this doll's case?
Would that be a bad idea?
Something free. I don't know.
How old is the doll? Can you tell us her story?
Fingers, windows, vacant, preceded.
I don't know.
Just reads the.
What's your name?
This is something about pressure.
I don't know.
Can you tell us about the shadow that Dustin sees?
It has no face. Okay, this one?
Says chance, dispose, truth, and halt.
I don't know. I have this off or something. What do you think of the doll?
Just staring at it.
I know.
You staring at it too? I can't stop looking at it. Like the face, something about the
weird.
face.
Checking out her hair.
Yeah.
You turn towards the
Says suggested and stab.
Suggested stab. I don't know what that would mean.
She's very strange.
It almost looks like it's real.
Yeah, like the
It's
face.
inside.
Oh, right away it says powerless, virus, and oral.
instantly.
Yeah.
And she started moving that.
It almost looks like it's a
I
real.
also think like there's a bunch of doctor stuff here.
Yeah.
Oral, yeah, dentist chairs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is it stab before that?
Yeah.
It's at stab.
It did, yeah.
When I first bought this house, there's an item downstairs in the basement I didn't tell you about. And it was hidden behind a pipe, and it was a makeshift ship.
Oh.
And I have no idea what the hell it was doing there.
Are there any spirits with us right now? In this room? If you touch this device right here, you can
What did
answer
you
yes
hear?
or no.
No. You should get the K2 and see if that's
I was thinking
spikes
that
anything. It's the only thing we don't have over here.
you can talk to us and communicate with us through this device. You just have to come near it or tap on it, and you can give us.
It's spiked. It's spiking on the doll.
It is.
It wouldn't be this, right?
I don't think so.
No, it's flashing. The second light's flashing.
Do you think you could light the lights up to like maybe orange or red? Are you the spirit that's attached to the doll?
It's consistent. It's only on that side of the doll.
That spike's on the side too.
You light that right up.
What was that?
There's a tap behind me.
I heard that.
You light that up.
There's lots of devices around on the table that you can touch and light up. It's weird, and then all of this hasn't had anything on it in a bit. Oh, there's the
Oh,
cat ball.
cat ball just went off.
Thanks so much. That's great. You're doing a great job communicating with us.
Can you light up the cat ball again?
When the cat ball went off, it spiked way higher, the K2.
I have goosebumps now.
You have goosebumps?
Yeah.
Someone's
Are you sitting in the chair next to Sherry? You left a chair open for you. Come and join us. Oh.
No, thank you, Rhonda.
Oh.
Is it spiking?
That's
yeah,
great.
it is.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Ophelia.
Her
Nickname.
name.
Ophelia nickname, it says.
Yeah.
That could be her name.
Bishop. Am, like A-M. And choose.
I mean, it looks like an Ophelia.
It does look like an Ophelia.
Is your name Ophelia? Is the doll's name Ophelia?
You can answer yes or no on this device.
And it said nickname.
Ophelia, the
Is it
nickname.
Bishop?
Bishop.
That was my nickname at work for a while.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I was
That's
just.
crazy.
Oh, look
I
at
was
that.
trying to go to school to be a certified chaplain, and they used to call me Bishop as a joke.
It literally said nickname Bishop.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
so like it's, yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm
Wow.
floored.
Yeah, that's probably the
That's
most
nice.
accurate the
I'm
Chattergeist has
floored.
ever been.
You're doing great. You can tell us more. Choose some words for us. Do you think you could light one of the flashing balls for us?
Do you think you could touch John?
Touch me.
They already did downstairs a
Christ.
bunch. You want to go upstairs and then that's the last thing, I guess.
Sure.
What's the basement?
No, the
attic.
attic. What about, oh, there's a cat
there's
ball.
a cat ball.
That's great. Thanks so
Thanks.
much.
Well, the cat ball's going off. As soon as you said attic, it goes off.
Oh.
And the K2 just went to like.
Spiked, yeah.
And the face
Is
shoots.
that where you'd like us to go? Do you want us to go to the attic? It just said strangulation.
So it's strangulation.
Strangulation, collapsed, and gate.
That's weird.
Strangulation.
Run that by me again, please.
Strangulation,
Collapsed.
collapsed,
And then gate.
and gate.
Get up into the attic.
Pardon?
We need to get up into the attic.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess we'll go to the attic.
I guess we're going in the attic, yeah.
Alright.
You know something we don't know.
Okay. The weirdest thing about that doll is the second that he brought it out, I instantly had a headache.
I didn't like it at all. The doll was really spooky.
There was just something about that doll, and the energy that was coming off of it was just unreal.
Now, Dustin has told us that this doll does not have a name, it's never given him a name, and no one's gotten a name out of it.
What impressed me was the fact that we got someone saying their name was Sophie as soon as we asked what the doll's name was. When Tara asked what the age of the doll was, or whoever's attached to it, it said, "I'm 8.
We do believe that there is an energy attached to this doll, as the K2 meter was spiking on only her.
Now, the answer that really intrigued me was when it said tiny spirit. To me, this sounds like they might be referring to a child, and they might be the one who's attached to it. Chattergeist also gave us the name Ophelia, so we kind of bounced back and forth between the idea that the doll's name or whoever's attached to the doll is either Sophie or Ophelia.
I believe there is actually something attached to that doll. That's why it says do not open, and I don't blame Dustin at all. I would never open that doll.
Now, Dustin was sitting off in the living room just hanging back and observing, and there was points during our session where he was making a lot of connections, like personal connections to himself.
Such as what his nickname was.
Chattergeist had actually said nickname Bishop.
So that was really interesting when he told us that his nickname was Bishop, and we actually got the words nickname and Bishop one after the other.
That to me was crazy because that was incredibly specific to Dustin. If he wasn't around to confirm that, I might have ended up just cutting that out of the video because it made no sense to us. But having Dustin there, sitting in on all the sessions that we were doing, it really helped us piece together everything.
So towards the end of our session at the dining room table, we got some responses like strangulation, collapsed, and gate.
And immediately Dustin was like, we need to get upstairs to the attic. And we were just like, okay.
I don't know what kind of connections he made with that, but clearly there was a reason why he wanted us to go up there.
Now, full transparency, the whole team knew barely anything about Freemasons or Masonic lodges, just the bare minimum.
For those of you who don't know what a Masonic lodge is, it's a very secretive club of Freemasons and other skilled workers. Women were not allowed. It was men only, no female energy. Majority of our team that night was women. We had John and we had Dustin, but the rest of us were female, and they were not happy that there were women in that room. I was even sitting with Dustin where men would sit. The spirits definitely took notice of the amount of feminine energy in the room.
This was new territory for us, but we just went in super neutral about it. We just wanted to see if we can connect with any kind of spirits that may be hanging out in his club room upstairs, but everything that was coming through related to Masonic lodges or Freemasons or even World War II. This was probably one of our most accurate Estes sessions to date.
Who's here with us?
You want?
Am I allowed to ask questions?
Yeah, of course.
Are there any past masters, Grand Lodge officers, or recipients of the Mercer Wilson Medal who wish to join me in the East? You can do so now.
We're here. Thank me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any visiting brothers or sisters in the lodge at this moment?
Rumors?
Rumors? Can you tell us about these rumors? She's very quiet.
Paige is listening. Do you have a message for us?
Oh, there's people.
There are. Can you tell us how many people are in here? How many of us are sitting?
Something in here.
Is it okay that we're here?
He ran this.
I did.
Halt.
We have some words. The first one is disappearance.
Something just swore.
Criminally. Disposal. And cleaned.
We got halt downstairs, didn't we?
Yes.
So what is with halt?
Are you asking me to hold while you make due report?
He forced it?
Nobody comes in here by force.
People?
How many people are in here with us? Give us a number.
I thought I heard entrapment. Go in order.
That's right, you line up in order.
Something about emotions. There's a secret.
That's significant.
We're at risk of...
At risk of what? Can you tell us about the secret?
You've got me. Please go. Gather.
We are gathered. We're gathered to talk to you.
Don't do that again.
Do you not want to talk to us?
It says arrive.
Bravery.
Warden.
This is Warden?
Warden.
Holy shit.
It says guards.
Holy shit.
And cleaned again.
Holy shit. Wardens and guards.
No ladies here?
2 wardens, 2 guards.
You don't like ladies here?
There's an audience. Go back home.
Are ladies not allowed in here?
Men.
Only men.
Oh, there's one there.
John.
John's here. Would you like to talk to him?
Yeah, John's here. What would you like?
Stop.
Stop what?
I'll make him.
I'll make him.
Make him what? Make him what? Make him what?
Something about blood.
Jesus, I was on that table.
We're gonna train you. Yeah. Like the white one?
It just said
Or the beige
bedding
one?
and painless.
Betting and painless.
Bedding and painless.
Dustin.
It's in my name?
That's it, yeah.
That's my name, worshipful brother Dustin Wade.
Get away. Leave the something.
That's right, I did leave 6 years ago. Can you tell me why I left?
Total silence.
Over here.
Where?
Home.
Is this your home?
Club.
Yeah.
Command.
Command? That's significant.
It's weird how all words coming through what she's saying and the Chattergeist are all
What's
over.
that?
These are all lodge references,
Yeah.
lodge terminology.
Come to get drunk?
We've got drunk in here a few times. Yes, we have.
It's too hot to do that right now. We're all dying over here.
Do you like to drink as well?
Around your shoulder.
What's your drink of choice?
Save me?
It kind of freaked me out when she said around your shoulder.
On the shoulder, again.
I thought I heard something.
Yeah.
That is also a reference.
Around your shoulder?
Yes.
You mentioned a secret.
Am I invited?
Could you tell us about the secret?
This is fun.
You like being
What
able to speak with us?
Join the party?
It says Excel, fact, slash, and blamed.
Help him?
Slash is significant.
Who needs
Who
help?
Welcome in. They're listening from...
Yeah.
I swear I just heard something behind me. Is there someone behind me?
Yes.
Who is behind Rhonda? Will you tell us your name?
National commitment?
Who's standing behind me?
Let us go?
Are you hanging out in the VIP section?
Mad?
Why are you upset?
I hope we're not making you upset. We don't mean any harm, we just want to speak with you.
We just want to share your story. Is that okay?
Ask me.
Tell us your story. Or can you tell us your story?
War? My number.
I have a number. Can you tell me your number? Can you tell me how old your grandmother is?
Round 2?
Did you fight in the war?
You hear that? Making an army. When we load,
Did you fight in a war?
It says rancid, intelligence,
I survived.
filthy, gasoline, and flaming.
What war did you fight in?
I just heard a voice.
I
So did
heard
I.
that too.
Did you hear that?
Throw him.
Whose voice did we just hear? I just heard a voice.
I
So
heard
did I.
that too.
Did you hear that?
Throw him.
Whose voice did we just hear?
Advanced.
It says accepted,
That's significant.
matched, darkest,
I'm at the bar next to her. That was a long
That's-
sentence.
That's you, Aunt Sherry.
and abide.
That's next to you.
How do you feel?
I'm a
He's
little,
mad at me?
I'm a little hot. That's how I feel.
Who's mad at you?
Did you upset someone?
It says no, electrify, tar,
Miserable.
and nail.
Man up here. They
know about me.
Are you miserable that there's women up here in your space?
Impact.
Why are you here?
Sitting there.
Can you tell us where you're sitting?
Four corners. I was 9 years old.
Four corners is very significant.
I was 9 years old. That's these, right?
Hmm?
It's like that, right?
Warriors.
Yeah. More than that, though. I just can't tell you why.
Restful and boycott.
Free. Free something again.
I know what that means. Do you mean to say Freemason? Were you born?
Yeah. All of us here.
That's right. You'd have to be a Freemason to be in this room.
My brother.
Yes, we were all brothers.
Should we stop her?
She's been in for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh man. What's
Yeah.
up?
You okay?
Yeah.
That was good.
Was it? I felt like I was saying just.
A lot of references, both like from the Chattergeist and from you, about it being a lodge.
Oh really?
There were a lot of Masonic
Yeah.
references.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not permitted to tell you what they mean, but I can
Yeah.
tell you they were absolutely significant.
Cool.
There's probably at least a dozen in there.
From between both of us?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We did talk about war.
Hmm?
War? You talked about war?
Yeah, there was a lot of things coming through that I even like picked up that was about war.
Well, a lot of the members that were members of Masonic lodges were veterans. And if you go into a Masonic lodge, typically they would have some kind of plaque somewhere located either in the actual ritual room or they're located in the vestibule. And they would have a list of all the war dead. So you'd have like members who survived, but also have a list of the war dead because a lot of those guys that went over obviously didn't make it back. So there was a massive drop in membership. So they would commemorate them in a plaque and they would be posted somewhere in the building, but typically it was like right in the lobby and there'd be like a couple dozen names. So I mean, maybe they were members and they went to war and they never made it back, but yeah, that's something that's pretty prominent amongst American and Canadian lodges and even British lodges as well. It's like they respect their veteran war dead. So
Interesting.
We weren't really sure what to expect going in there.
But Dustin was there and listening to Paige, and he confirmed a lot about what Paige was saying.
And although Masonic lodges are very secretive and he couldn't really tell us that much about it,
He was able to tell us things that he thought was significant to the lodge, which was really neat because it helped us to feel like we were kind of on the right track.
Paige was coming through with continuous answers relating to Masonic lodges.
It was kind of hard for me to make any kind of connections when I was under for Estes because, again, I didn't really know much of the terminology that goes along with Masonic lodges or Freemasons.
And not only was Paige, but also was the Chattergeist. Now, the Chattergeist that we've used in the past, it has never been accurate the way that it was on this investigation.
The Chattergeist was going hand in hand with everything I was saying. Even when I switched up and started talking to someone from World War II, Chattergeist also switched up.
Dustin explained to us that a lot of the people in the lodges were actually veterans.
So everything Paige was saying lined up with Rhonda's device, and everything was really creepy. It was right on.
Once again, I'm really glad that Dustin was there to confirm all these things for us. He asked great questions and he got a lot of direct answers. Wade Manor is one of a kind. There is no other place that I've been that measures up to this. He has so many unique items and the way he's decorated the house is just so captivating. There was just so much to take in and absorb about that place. I would love to go back and learn more.
The investigation was really fun. It was probably one of the most fun that we've had. We had a lot of laughs. There was quite a bit of activity and we can't wait to return because we didn't even touch the second floor.
Wade Manor was incredible. I'd absolutely love to go back and investigate again. And Dustin has so much knowledge of all the items. He was an exceptional host, great guy.
The house was amazing. I would love to go back and hopefully not go on that table again.
Just like the house itself, with all these different items from all these different time periods and places, it felt that way about the spirits themselves as well.
I just want to give a big shout out to Dustin. Make sure you follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and visit his museum. It's well worth it. Thumbs up to you, Dustin. 5-star, buddy.